Hey everybody, welcome to Shut It Down Boys. It's a podcast where me and the gang get together, son of a goose, get together after a long, hard 24-hour shift of getting shafted as usual, especially on the med unit.
Boy, you ain't kidding.
Yeah, anyway, next to me I got old Chubbs himself with his fancy new Walmart watch and actually has his wedding ring on, so that's a nice change. And then last but not least, our, I don't know what the baseball terminology is, but our first up batter, or if I
That's
can,
why I wore it.
Baseball
dad shirt.
Baseball
dad shirt.
Is that how a first up batter?
That looks like a just a normal baseball shirt.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think it's the definition of a baseball tee.
It's the old
That's what those
school.
are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and
like
fucking,
the half sleeve.
yeah.
Watch
Dazed and Confused. I'm pretty sure
Stu
they
in
wear
the
those.
dark corner with one new picture and his fancy shirt this wife got for him.
Keep it trashy.
Keep it trashy.
I'm partial to that. I like it.
Yeah. Tim in the even darker corner over there. Tim will be on the camera next episode. People are like, we finally got a damn Tim cam. It's about time. Waited a whole year for this.
It was coming.
It's coming.
Now it's here.
It's coming. Murph's phone's not on silent. It's the usual.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's also
Yeah.
coming.
I had someone tell me, like, Tim's a real person. Like,
Yes.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, it's the guy getting our shirts.
He's
He
actually-
was like, I was like, we need 5, actually. He's
Yeah.
like, Tim's real? I was like, yeah, it's not just the
Tim
dead
is a
skull.
real guy.
Yeah.
He's in dispatch. His soul has left his body, but he's a real guy. Today, me and the gang are coming at you. We're doing a Vacation Dads episode. I just got back from vacation as a dad. First time, real vacation. You know, hit the traveling, hit a planes, trains, and automobiles.
That's
Hispanic automobiles, of course. I was in Mexico. So we decided to get together and talk about dads on vacation and how we get absolutely bent over a barrel and shown the 50 states.
Boy, yeah,
dude, I'm telling you, man, there's dads. Any time from now on, I see a dad on vacation, I'm like, that guy's going through it, dude. Yeah. I give him a salute, dude. I'm like, that guy's going through it, dude.
And the more kids he has, the more salute he gets.
You're a pack mule, dude. You're just like carrying shit, screaming kids. Like,
I have a theory on that.
I'm listening.
I think the more kids you have, it's easier. Because you don't focus on your spouse as much.
Sure.
Being like angry at your spouse.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't have time.
You're
Don't
angry
smack
just at the
their-
kids.
Yeah, you just start getting mad at the kiddos.
Yeah.
You know?
As they grow, they're like pack mules, too. Like,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, boys, y'all
Yeah.
carry that shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
They're
right now,
grown
yours
men.
are fine. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got grown
Yeah.
men
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
I think the maddest I've ever been on a vacation was when I just had one.
Yeah.
It was just one. It wasn't when I had 4 total.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. But we'll get into that. But anyway, shout out to you guys. 357 Patreon members. You guys are awesome. Patreon is absolutely crushing it. And let's see, in 3 days, the Patreon Would You Rather episode airs. Murph missed that one. He really needs to watch it because we really ragged on it.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to see this.
Yeah, we did. We were like, Murph's got bitchitis or something.
what'd you-
Weren't you sick?
Yeah.
Murph was sick.
Actually,
It's because there was
Oh, yeah,
one
Stu started
guy,
a timer over there
one
for me.
guy at our station constantly
Getting sick and coming to
getting
work.
sick. And
Oh,
coming
yeah,
to work
yeah.
and giving it to all of
That's
us.
because he got no damn sunlight in him, man. He's damn Nosferatu, dude.
also doesn't have kids at home.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got kids at home.
Yeah. They're little
Makes you so mad.
plague bearers, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, where the hell was oh yeah, 357 Patreon members. You guys are awesome. Patreon is badass. We're cooking up a new studio. We're talking to Murph's cousin who shot our intro to do some extra content for Patreon members. We're gonna be out at the house shooting guns and drinking beer and like boxing match and weightlifting competition, maybe a sprint off or two in the backyard.
America.
Yeah, American flags and fireworks and all that. So
we
that
got to stretch.
yeah.
I'm not spreading.
No. So that was Murph hurt himself the last time he like raced his son out here at my property,
Yeah.
and he's like, God,
My hamstring.
Yeah,
Like,
Really?
Yeah.
Was it the kickball?
No, it was
It was,
the drinking episode night.
Oh.
Ollie like ran off and Murph chased him, and he's like, "Yeah." I see you got extensive notes for today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, not bad, not bad.
It's a lot. It's
much
a lot.
better
you
than
kinda
usual.
Flesh them out. You know?
Yeah.
I'm a visual guy. You know,
Okay.
I had to do all this yesterday.
Yeah.
My voice, y'all, sometimes it
Sure.
goes away.
Sure.
and I have to clear.
So I'll start us off with
smoking them heaters.
I know.
I
but
don't think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think that could be it.
Science
It's usually right when someone's starting a conversation, then all of a sudden he goes,
Oh yeah, it's crazy as shit, dude.
we're like,
Murph called
I
him.
did it to Tony yesterday on purpose, dude.
Oh, I know.
Mid sentence.
Murph called you out. He called you out. We called you out on multiple things yesterday, but that was one of them. And then Murph called you out on. He's like, "That's your 5th cigarette since we've been sitting."
Oh shit!
Yeah, he was all worried about me smoking
burning 'em.
cigarettes.
he's like, what are you, my mom?
Yeah,
I was like, "What are you, my fucking
Yeah.
mom?"
What's your average a day?
a pack.
Not quite a pack.
A pack.
I could dial
Stu,
it.
a pack.
I could dial it back because I have a vape.
2 on the med unit. Yeah.
I did smoke at the hospital
Yeah.
yesterday, mainly because we weren't back.
And then
at the
he was
station.
about to smoke another cigarette, and I hadn't eaten yet.
Like,
And I was-
let's
and
get
I-
the fudge out of
Well,
here,
I saw
dude.
him
Let's
coming,
go.
and I was like, "I'm not going to do that to him."
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
say, it was like when I drove the med unit in to the hospital the other day, and you were there. You were just like the happiest. Like he saw me, and he was like,
Hey, Stu.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Not used to seeing Stu at the hospital.
Not
but
used to
it-
seeing Stu on calls.
it's-
"Hey
Yeah.
man, we're busy.
Yeah.
We're the
Normally-
busiest engine out there."
I'll say this. Normally, when I'm on the med unit, during the daytime, I'm in a good mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was not in a good mood.
Yeah, you were like
started
Oh,
off bad,
dude,
like, go
right,
get some of the oatmeal raisin cookies. Like he was all.
right off the rip, I pissed him off.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
bad.
Hillary comes in.
I was there.
Made me so mad. So we show up, and I can't remember what happened, but basically, we're like, let's make some coffee.
I remember what happened. We all got ready, and
Yeah.
Murph got. It was supposed to be just Chubbs yesterday on the med unit, but some guy came in and was like, "I'm a captain. I'm a captain in an A shifter. I shouldn't have to ride it." So he
On overtime.
making a lot of G birds.
So we have a stupid policy for people out there. It's
the
like,
worst.
yeah, a guy on overtime can actually bump you.
We've talked
off.
about it.
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
A guy on overtime will come in and kick you off of your own apparatus and put you on the
pretty
BLS
cool.
box. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet policy we got.
Morale. It shoots morale way up. Yeah.
Yeah, really. Yeah. But so anyway, so Murph got kicked on the med unit with Chubbs. Chubbs was already in a bad mood because he didn't get laid and didn't sleep good. Yeah.
All of
Time
it, all of it.
time change messed him up.
Fucking spring forward.
Yeah.
It fucks me up too.
Yeah.
But so we all get changed. And we all we're like, let's go get some coffee, man. And we go into the kitchen, and Chubbs got the last cup of coffee and left it bone dry.
No, not true. I
Okay.
did get the last cup of coffee.
Yes.
And I was in the process of making a new pot.
Which means leaning up against the dishwasher, drinking his cup of coffee.
Filled up the water canister.
He filled up a water canister,
And
set it beside the coffee
I get
pot.
jammed up by said captain.
Sure.
He's wanting to talk to me.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
He's
yeah,
wanting
yeah,
to talk to me.
yeah.
And Hillen came in. He's like, "You're not gonna make us coffee?" Like I'm his slave or something. I was like,
Dude, you never take the last cup and leave it bone dry.
I was appalled at the time.
So-
all of my gears in my head were just like
so
angry
mad.
gears. I was like, "This motherfucker!"
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Yeah, fuck it."
Yeah. So, but I was like, hey, man, damn, you're not going to make us a pot of coffee? And I was like, you just take the last fucking cup and then not make us a pot of coffee? And then he was like, well, I filled up the water container. So I took the water container and dumped
He
it down
dumped
the
it out. Dumps it out. And I'm already in a bad mood.
Yeah.
And he notices immediately. He's like,
He walked away. He was like, you know what? I was like,
"Fuck this."
yeah. And he walked away. And then we made up. I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he
That's-
came and
See
gave
what
me
the
a-
meat wagon does to us?
Yeah.
That's
Turns
what-
us against each other.
Turns us against each other.
On a
man.
normal day on the engine, I would have been like, "Whoa, that's so goofy and
Yeah,
fun."
yeah. But that med unit will get you down bad.
But on the med unit, I was like, "I'm gonna kill him tomorrow."
Yeah.
So nice. So anyway, so right off the rip, Dad's on vacation. We might as well
Yeah.
get into it a little bit. I'll tell you what, one of the wildest things, or one of the things that I was the most done with. We were in Cabo at a resort or whatever. So restaurants.
Yeah.
Taking a baby, a 1-year-old, to a restaurant.
Oh, that sucks.
And you're just like,
That's tough.
how's this kid gonna act? It's a damn dice roll. You guys
It
know
is.
out there,
It's a
like
crapshoot,
it's
man.
an absolute gamble. Sometimes he was perfect; he would just keep eating. Other times he figured out how to scream indoors, and he's like, ah! And people are just looking at you like,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, look, what do you
Shut
want me to
that
do?
baby up.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh dude,
It's like on an airplane.
I
You're
know.
like, oh
Yeah.
God, I don't know what to get. I can't go anywhere.
the airplane he did decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, we snacks, dude. I just kept here, buddy. You want to try this? You want to try this?
Look at
Them
these
Stroop-
gummy worms.
them
Yeah.
Stroop waffles, new snacks. I threw everything.
There's
I
a little
could at it.
THC gummy.
A little bit. I was about to say a little Benadryl.
A little bit of Benadryl. Yeah. That was, that's from a
Just
doctor.
kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah.
We know I
Doctor
would
said
never.
that. I would never. Should give myself a little Benadryl sometime. Benadryl, have we ever talked about this? Benadryl will if you take 10 to 12 Benadryl.
Whoa.
Whoa, yeah.
It does the opposite. Tim's a paramedic. He knows.
Is it methamphetamines, basically?
No. But if don't do
It's a
this.
pseudo,
Do not
right?
do this. But this is this is from being a firefighter. If you take 10 to 12 Benadryl, it has the opposite effect.
So you're on a straight high.
It's like Adderall.
Oh yeah.
Which is methamphetamine.
It ramps you up.
So it's meth.
Yes. We ran on a lady who smoked meth last night.
I love
we
your.
did.
I love
We
your.
sure did.
Yeah. No, you weren't there.
We didn't?
You weren't there.
I swear we went on. No, you guys were telling
We were on the
Did
engine,
we go
yeah.
on a guy? Oh, no. Another med unit
Yeah,
went with y'all.
yeah.
Our 8 or 9 runs, however many we
Yeah.
made, every one of them were a transport.
Not
Of
a
course.
single
Not
one
one
was a
refusal.
That sucks,
Not
dude.
one refusal. Not nothing.
Murphy yesterday's like, "Pfft, at least the guys you've taken haven't stunk. And I was like, we took Red to the hospital.
No way.
Oh yeah. I forgot to tell you. Yeah, we
You
ran on
did?
red. Yeah.
Red is the crazy homeless man who attacks fire engines as they're driving down the road at, 45 miles an
He'll
hour.
slap the side of
He
it.
will. Yeah. He'll come out and he's like, ah, and he's like trying to punch your engine as you're driving by. You're like, oh, hey, Red.
Yeah.
And you honk the horn at him. He gets real upset.
He threw up a lot.
Did he?
It was a fun,
Oh yeah.
Red?
fun transport.
And I said, "Have you eaten anything?" He's like, "I haven't eaten anything."
Yeah, I couldn't understand him. Murph has like the
Yeah, he's
ability
a
to
crazy
understand
person.
people that don't say proper words and sentences.
Yeah.
It's because I don't.
Because I'm like, what did he
That's true.
say? And Murph will verbatim be like, it's this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's because he grew up in Finette.
Yeah. I had to listen to Stu for 6 years.
Like the guy from Bobby damn Waterboy, dude. I can't believe you guys took Red. That's a bad shift.
he stinks about as much as you think he stinks.
Okay,
Oh,
smells
dude.
like a bum's
In a
nutsack, huh?
closed-
Hey, let me tell you, it's wild. He like lifted his shirt up. He has a giant hernia.
Oh, gosh.
And it's like it looks like a softball hanging off of it. I was like, whoa.
How long's that been there?
Yeah.
I
And
asked
was
Murph, I was
cool.
like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, that's we had a call. we had a call yesterday. It was a lady who smoked meth. Whenever the city was going freaking crazy, and Tim was dispatching us, you having a little toot on him. I'll give you more info when we get it. And I'm like, woo, all right, Tim with a toot. And this lady had smoked meth, and she had like sores on her feet.
Ugh.
And there was a student, and he was like, what do you think those are from? And I was just like, I don't know, man. And then I was like, oh shit, he's a student. I'm like, maybe like diabetes or something, like untreated diabetes. But I just, dude, the amount of medical knowledge I do not know is shocking.
Yeah.
That's when you just make it up. You say, actually, it's a rare mosquito bite.
Yeah.
It's
I was gonna be
very
like,
common in
it looks like she was
Southeast
swimming in a pond, maybe fish bites. But dude, he's like, she's got a lot of edema, and I was like, yeah. He's like, what do you think that's from? I'm like, drink too much water. And he's writing it down. I'm like, buddy, don't do that. And
student.
she was in SVT. And he was like, what do you think that's from? I was like, probably the meth. yeah.
That was usually too.
Yeah.
We had to shock her, dude. And we had to shock her.
Wow.
Whoa.
And it worked. It's crazy when you shock them back in the room. And she goes, yeah. Like, I've never seen anybody. I mean, it's like the third time I've seen him shock somebody back in a rhythm. But she was like, immediately, she was out of it. And she was like, why'd you shock me? And we're like,
You were going to die.
it worked. Yeah. Oh, dude, it was crazy, man. But I was totally wrong about the foot thing. The doctor was like, oh, that's plyodermatitis or whatever. I was like, sweet.
That was my other. That was
Can't even
my
spell
second
that.
prognosis.
It was like the younger Asian doctor at Baptist.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, "Oh, smoking meth, huh?" And she's like, "Ah." He's like,
He's cool.
"Oh, he's cool
He
as
is
shit,
cool,
dude."
yeah.
He's like, "I don't give her anything. She's fine." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, and he usually like rushes in there and like finds out what's going on before the nurse even does.
Oh yeah, he was the first one there. I was like, "Who the fuck is-" and he started talking about plyodermatitis or whatever. I was like, "Yeah, this guy."
That is what that is.
yeah.
Smart guy.
You're
Yeah, I was
like,
like, "Yep,
you're right.
That was my diagnosis, doc."
yeah,
Yeah.
You and me both.
Sign this computer so I can get the fuck out of here. And then the one medic dude, old Schmarville,
Right.
I told him, I was like, I've made more serious calls with you since you
Yeah.
got credentialed. He was like, yeah. He's like, we made that dog attack. I was like, oh god. He's like,
Don't bring it up.
yeah, dude. It's like when
PTSD.
Yeah, it's like you just see
Your
it
mind
and
goes back.
Yeah,
into the
yeah,
scene.
yeah.
Mother of God.
There's so much blood. But he was like, I love being a paramedic, man. He's like, I made that lady ride the lightning. I was like, all right, buddy.
Easy,
Yeah,
easy. Put that
Oh my
paramedic
God,
bar down.
dude. Holy moly.
Oh no, Tim's fucking.
Oh, we got it on camera too.
Tim and Stu's.
Picture just,
Nice.
just broke.
Yeah,
Stu, what the did
oh,
you do?
Stu.
Are these?
It's not broke, so we're good.
Yeah, it's fine.
not-
It just
it's
fell
still-
apart. I got some glue. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
I have that written down in my phone.
Stu and Tim.
Why fire-based EMS is dumb.
Oh yeah.
And I don't even need to write down.
Do you have a
list
vacation
of reasons?
Do you have a vacation dad topic?
I have a lot of vacation dad.
Okay,
topics,
let's get into
if
that.
You're ready to
Let
jump
me
in.
ask y'all something about vacation stuff.
I'm listening.
So, who's the planner? You or your wife?
Melissa.
wife.
My
Your wife?
Melissa.
Your wife?
Yep.
Yeah.
My wife
Yep,
too.
everybody's
You?
wife. Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You gotta just
I'm
let
gonna
her do it, dude.
let's see what happens. Let's just go.
Yeah.
And that's mine. And she's
Yeah.
like, no, we have to. Like,
See,
we're about
I'm
to go
a
to
wing. I'm
Arizona.
a wing it guy.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
no,
we'll
All
get there.
men
We'll
are.
figure it out.
You know why? Because we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's like there's no schedule
Yeah.
on a vacation.
That's kind of what I did for this one, man. And usually I plan a lot of stuff, and
Right.
I like a schedule, which you kind of have a schedule with a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
like
yeah,
they're sleeping and stuff. But
That's your autism.
that's a little bit autism kick. Firefighters on the spectrum. Put a rainbow over me. But yeah, that's definitely the tism kicking in for me. But for this one, and me and Melissa, since we've been on so many vacations,
Yeah.
just so many exotic countries.
So cool.
No offense. We've kind of learned, listen, if you're going on vacation and you're going to a resort or you're going to Mexico or St. Martin or Hawaii, I
don't even know where
Aruba.
St. Martin
yeah,
is.
we get it.
Yeah, we get it. No big deal.
Is that in Spain?
No. St. Martin is off the
Gulf of Mexico.
No.
Caribbean islands.
Is it Caribbean?
Isn't it the Bahamas or something?
I think it's
It's
over
a
somebody.
Caribbean
When do
island.
you two get some Googling? For God's sake, we're not paying you guys for nothing.
Tim's over there
Tim,
sad.
Google that to keep yourself awake. But anyway, what I have learned is throughout my extensive vacation experience, don't do the excursions.
What do you mean?
If they're like, if you're in Mexico and they're like, hey, we take you on this snorkeling trip. It's $150. It's 8 hours, and we feed you, and then you do.
They're the worst.
Don't do the excursions. It fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah,
does
go
it
find
suck?
your own little place.
You have to snorkel with a life jacket on because
Yeah.
they're like, well, too many fat people have died because they come on these snorkeling trips and they can't swim, and then they
Yeah.
jump in the water and we can't save them. It's like, okay, that makes sense. But I was like, I don't want to swim with a life jacket, and they're like, you have to. I remember one time I was like, I'm gonna stay on the boat. Like, I'm not doing
I'm gonna
this.
drink with you guys.
And it's
Yeah, they took us one in Puerto Vallarta.
Yep.
And it was like we go to this special island
Yep.
and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, it sounds pretty cool. It's like a dinner
Mm-hmm.
date thing or whatever. And it was like a play
Yeah.
type thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just too much. I
Wait,
was just like,
that was in Puerto Vallarta? Was it like in on the island, like in a jungle?
Yeah.
I went to that one.
Did you really?
Yeah. They
yeah.
do a dinner. I mean,
Yes.
that
was
wasn't
okay.
one of the worst ones.
Where they take you over on a boat.
Yes.
You get off the boat on like the dock, and then there's like a bunch of fish in the water and stuff.
That wasn't one of the worst ones. And then on the boat ride back, did they do a performance? Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
That's hilarious. Me and Murph well traveled. That sounds
boring as shit.
So just for the record, it's east of Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And
St. Martin.
It's St. Martin is part of the Leeward Islands in the Caribbean Sea.
Absolutely.
So,
It
yeah,
compromises
that's right.
two separate countries divided between its northern French side called St. Martin
Yep.
and its southern Dutch side, Saint Martin.
Yep.
So-
There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. This is what we have.
Shout out to the Dutch Indian
Yeah.
Trade Company.
Yes.
What the hell is it called?
East India Trade
East
Company.
India
Yeah,
Trade
you got it. I think it's from Pirates of the
Yeah.
Caribbean.
No, that's a real thing.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. It was like
I don't even know what you said.
I think that and Tiffany and Company were like the first
God dang.
business or whatever.
Yeah. Sure. That makes sense.
Tiffany and Company is the oldest business in the world.
Did you see that guy from?
Dude.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay.
It's true, dude.
Dude, he got us. He got
us yesterday.
We haven't been together for a while.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Fucking got it.
Yeah, we haven't shot in a while, so this episode's probably going to go off the rails as usual.
already is,
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
that's fine. If it is what it is. Yeah, he got us yesterday with he threw a fact out. We were talking about Mexico, and we were talking about the agave plant, how it's a cactus. Oh yeah. And he was like, the largest agave producer is actually Germany, and we were like.
What?
No,
I was like,
no. And
He actually got Tony,
He got
yeah.
Tony. He's
Tony
like,
was like, "Oh no shit." How about that?
and he's like, and then he goes, wait, let me look that up.
yeah.
And we
Like-
go, no.
I was like, "There's no way,
There's
dude."
no arid area.
I
in
said,
Germany at all.
don't
Anyway.
look it up, Tony. Don't give it to him. He's like, I'm going to make sure. And then sure enough, he's like, largest producer is Mexico. I was like, here we go. Yeah.
It's not the oldest company in the world.
It's not.
Tiffany and Company.
What do you got?
What's the oldest company? In the
Air
world?
Mace?
Is Congo Gummy, a Japanese construction company.
Where did you...
That's I don't know about that.
I don't
Sam.
trust the Japanese. So, yeah, that's a fact. It doesn't matter if you don't trust us.
The largest successful
Google
well-known
says so.
company.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
that's
surprise. Hey, shout out to, before I forget, shout out to Richard Booth. He's got us a bunch of followers. He works with Melissa at Melissa's company. He's a volunteer fireman at Nederland. He's got us a shit ton of subscribers. So shout out to you, buddy. And
Nice,
I think he's a Generac distributor.
Oh, wow.
So you got
Okay.
yeah.
Hey,
Who's this guy?
hook it up.
He
Where's the
works
plug?
for
Yeah.
Melissa's company, and he's also
Okay.
a volunteer.
Oh, and he only sent you one shirt.
Well, that's cool.
There's three of us.
It's a nice shirt.
Four
too.
of us.
Okay, yeah. He watches, so you'll probably have some shirt.
Yeah. There's 5 of
He'll
us.
get it. He'll get it.
No.
He'll get it.
I'm kidding, man. Thank you
Him and his
very
wife
much.
they're
we'll
awesome.
all split it.
We'll split it. I'll swap it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say there's 5 of us. 10 is real.
Cut my
That-
sleeves
yeah,
off.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Sleeves will be a little
The dark corner doesn't count. Yeah, it's whoever's in that chair.
Yeah. I'll be in the dark corner next. Damn.
The old dark corner, man.
All right, give us your vacation tale.
Vacation
Let's hear
tale. Oh, dude.
it. Of this trip.
Yeah.
Cabo for a week.
All right.
Sounds like a good time.
It was a good time. And because I've learned, I'm going to go with a flow guy.
I'm totally cool. Calm and collected.
I think we only really got into it.
I'm come.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have learned with a 1-year-old on vacation, what's the thing to do whenever you go to a resort? You ever been to a resort?
Yeah.
Murph.
I have. I've been to a fucking resort
I didn't mean that as a dig, but it came out as a dig.
in my adult life.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So I can't afford one.
What I have learned is the fun thing to do at the best thing to do at a resort, dude. As I get older, it's to get drunk by the pool.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's the best
sure,
thing, dude.
yeah.
I think
You get a
that's
little
what most
hot,
people
you get a
do.
drink in you, jump in the pool, you get back out.
Pool bars. A lot of them.
A lot of pool bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot do that with a child.
Yeah.
Not one that's mobile.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was just me sitting in the shallow end. They had one of those like a beach entrance where it's like 3 inches. It was me sitting in the shallow end with Griffin splashing water and playing, and a couple of gay guys in speedos
Yep.
eyeballing me. That was what I did for a week in
Baking
Cabo
in the hot sun.
Yeah, dude.
Did you have your tiger stripe bathing suit
I
on?
did, too. I
That's,
did.
that's
Yeah,
part of the
yeah.
reason
That
you
is.
guys
I
look
know.
like
forgot he has that.
Single dad.
Yeah, there's a
lot of gays in Cabo. Yeah, shout out to you. We love the gays.
Yeah.
The gays want to sponsor us.
big super. Oh, look at her gay. We got her. Actually, that's my daughter's bracelet. I can't.
Oh, I thought you-
hey, whoa.
I thought you were pointing at Stu.
Yeah, sorry about that, Stu. We gotta, Stu, you're gay, right? I'm sorry, Stu. I didn't mean
It's
that.
all right.
Hey, you're the most
dude.
manliest gay guy I know.
Thank
You
you.
are,
I
you
appreciate
are.
that, man.
You bet,
Yeah.
bud.
Also, I almost had to fight
Don't
a
tell
child.
Ashley.
Yeah, don't tell anyone.
Push your kid or something.
Threw sand on him. Oh. And I said, I could tell this. I've never met a person that I like named Miles.
Miles.
Miles. I've never. That's true. If your name is Miles out there, I'm sorry. I don't think we can be friends.
Yeah.
But I knew, like, they had this little play area right beside the coffee shop or whatever, and I would
Yeah.
take Griffin. There was sand. It was, and I took him over there one day, and there was this little kid and his brother, and they were like playing in the sand. And the brother was like 4, and he was Miles was a year old.
Okay.
He's playing with a truck, and Griffin's like, oh, truck. And he kind of walks over there and just kind of stands beside the kid, and it's just like pointing at the truck.
Yeah.
And I could tell, dude, this little kid was just like,
Fuck you.
just look. Just
Oh, Doyle rules.
yeah, dude, just the way he looked at him, and then the kid was with his grandparents or whatever, and the grandma was like, "Oh, here's a truck for him," so she gave Griffin a little monster truck that he was playing with, and then he went over and he walked away from the kid and was playing with it over here, and the kid stood up and they were like, Miles, be nice. And I said, you fucking be nice. I said, you fucking better be nice, Miles. And sure as shit, dude, this little kid, he walks over, and I could tell just by their body language, 48 Laws of Power,
Yeah.
Robert Greene, you know, I can read people.
Manipulation.
Know how to
control.
manipulate people.
Mind control.
I could tell, I was like, just the way these people were, they're like,
Oh, shit.
Miles. I said, she is a damn troublesome kid, dude. And sure as
Dennis
shit.
the Menace.
Oh, yeah, he grabs some sand and like wings it at Griffin. And Griffin just like, what? And they're like, oh my God, Miles. Yeah. And Griffin just like kind of brushes it off and keeps playing with his truck. I was like, good job, buddy.
Yep.
You didn't
I'll
miss
give you
his
one of these,
Sparta
dude.
kid? That kid?
It's so
close,
funny
too.
how
I played-
those little
yeah.
kids can like. You have to remove yourself. I had
Yeah, I
to tell
know.
Bree this.
I know.
They're 4.
Yeah.
And especially-
that happens all the time with me.
Especially as they get older, I'm sure, too. This happens probably more and more. by the time they're like 5
At
and
playgrounds.
10.
Oh,
yeah.
wait till they get to daycare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
daycare.
They come home with a bruise on me, like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
Miles. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, well, now I got to fight Miles' dad in the front yard.
Yeah.
I told their neighbors the other day. They were like, "We know Maddie can be blah blah blah." I was like, "Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when she's
The
being
boys growing
way
up,
shit."
like
yeah,
as
yeah,
they
yeah.
got older, I told them, I was like, I don't want you to ever start anything, but if
Yeah.
I get called up to school and you were defending yourself, you're not going to be in trouble.
Yeah,
I was like,
absolutely.
hey, if they're like, hey, you're kicked out for today or whatever, I'm like, we're going to get ice cream.
Yeah,
You know?
but-
yeah,
yeah. You got, yeah.
You should
Hell
do this
yeah.
more
Yes.
often, buddy.
Yeah, good job. But yeah, they're going to keep beating you. Like, hey,
Yeah,
listen, I know.
don't throw the first punch, but
Yeah.
you better defend yourself.
You got to
know,
stop
sure.
talking crap to these kids. They're
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Dude, I remember my dad the one time, I can't remember if I told this or not, but I remember my dad told me, like, there was this kid that kept fucking with me on the school bus, Brian.
right. Shout out
The
to
little
Brian.
shit kid. And he kept fucking with me on the school bus, and he'd, like, flick my ears and stuff.
Oh, man.
That's kind of an autistic trait of mine. I don't like my ears touched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no
Yeah.
one likes to have their ears flicked.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
That's
Good
My
to-
baseball
annoying.
kind of thing.
Good to know.
Yeah, Warren. Let me show you my baseball.
Good to know.
Warren, there's something about Mary.
You see my baseball?
You see my
Oh, yeah.
baseball? Franks and beans.
Yeah. I see it. I see
Yeah.
it. I see it.
Anyway, this kid kept fucking with me, and my dad was finally like, "Huh? YouTube."
They don't care.
Ah, Tim, every now, Tim, please. You can throw a couple of F words out there. I'm ramped up, Tim.
Yep. Come on, Tim.
My boys got thrown on the med unit.
Childhood trauma from the back.
I was lonely yesterday. So anyway, my dad was like, "Hey, listen, here's what I want you to do." He's like, the next time he does it, he said, "I want you to stand up and punch him square in the face, right in his nose." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "I want you to do it." He said, "You'll be fine." He said, "Don't worry about it, but you're defending yourself." He's like, "This has happened every day." He's like, "I want you to do it." And I was like, "Okay." And I don't know if old Brian, because he would do it like as he was walking like
Away.
down the aisle of the bus. Yeah. And my dad was just like, "Do it."
Yeah.
And I was ready.
Oh, I bet you
worked
thought about
yourself
it
up.
all morning.
Oh yeah, I woke up early. I was like, I was shadow boxing and stuff, dude.
That's before you get on the bus. You like throw up because you're so nervous.
yeah,
You're like,
I
I'm about
mean,
to punch a guy in the face.
Yeah, I was pretty nervous, but I was like, it is what it is. I'm doing it.
Yep.
Today's the day.
And then he didn't fuck with me anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if he could tell. I don't know what, but he did. I never got to punch him. You owe me a punch.
Yep.
You know who you are,
Brian.
Does part of you
Brian.
wish it happened?
Yes.
Part, yeah.
100%. Yeah. I was
Because you
ready.
built yourself
You're like-
up.
I was.
Right?
I was like, now I got to take this violence out on somebody else.
Yeah.
You might have changed your whole life. You had punched Brian
And
in the face.
I thought about that a lot
You
recently.
might- yeah.
I was like,
you
my
might
life.
have been the cool kid.
I was like, my life could be drastically different.
They were like,
Yeah.
did you hear about Tyler punching Brian?
That's what I'm saying.
That's
He was a
how
little
the
shit.
stories go.
That's what I'm saying. We might not be sitting here right now.
What is going on with your phone over there, bro?
My wife, she's like, I told her to show me that monkey like you did. Dude, Holligan, he texted his wife that, and he's like, check this out. And he showed me his phone. He said, babe, send me a picture of that monkey.
She's like, I'm at my sister's with our kids.
Oh, dude.
No.
Yeah, no.
Don't be a.
Don't be a
Square,
square. Like,
yeah.
Just be like a circle.
Yeah.
But dude, that I will say that day, back to Dad's on vacation, the travel day,
Yeah.
the day of waking up early, driving 2 hours to the airport, and then just the anxiety of like, how's he going to do on the plane?
Sure.
Yeah.
And then he does get on the plane, and then you have to get in a car, private car, car seat. How is he going to do in this car ride? It's a 45-minute car ride. He did good. Dude, and then we take him out to a restaurant that night, and just the anxiety from the day, I've never been more tired in my life of like
Yeah,
just
worry.
the worry of like had a little ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
Cute as he could be, but
Yep.
at the end of the day, they're ticking time bombs, and you have no idea how they're going to be.
Yeah, you don't want
Right.
other people to have to deal with.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
the
gotta-
anxiety of like other people having to like
Yes.
be like
Annoyed by you and your
annoyed by
kids.
your kid. You
Yeah.
know, you're like,
Oh yeah.
Yep. I've got a buddy who thinks it should be illegal to have children under 2 travel.
Oh, nice.
Airplane.
Hey,
Wait till they have a kid. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's for the most part, everybody was very understanding. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, I remember when the first time we took our son."
Right.
And then the lady next to us on the flight was awesome, and like
we're probably harder on ourselves than like people even notice.
that's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
because people understand at the end of the day, they're like, "Oh yeah, I remember that time Tanner did that
Well-
to me whenever he was a baby."
Yeah.
Yep.
I think part of it is like as long as you're making an effort.
Yes.
To like if you're just letting your kid just run wild, that
Yeah.
gets annoying. But if like you're trying to and people see that, then
Yes.
you're like, okay, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I used to have a rule with Aiden. If we were in a restaurant and he started crying, I'd get up immediately. No matter what I was doing, I'd get up and I'd take him outside. We'd walk.
Yeah.
And I'd just
Yep.
bounce him around. When he was that age.
I used,
right?
Right.
I used to wait tables, and I hated when the parents would give the kid crackers, and it was just like.
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
But the
Yeah.
thing is it was my kids. I was like, "Here's some crackers." But the thing is, I tried to clean it up.
Yes,
Sure.
that-
Yeah.
and that's what we did, dude.
Yeah.
And that's what we did.
Nah,
But-
man, that's what you guys are for.
dude.
That's funny. I would never.
Yeah.
But-
Would I?
You did.
I
You
didn't
did.
see it.
Yeah.
No,
you
I
got to
didn't.
make an effort to clean
Yeah.
it up. I mean, it's gonna happen, and you can't get it all, but like
Yeah.
pick the big pieces up at least. But dude, the people like at the resort couldn't have been nicer.
Oh, yeah.
Any restaurant we would go to, they'd be like, "Oh my god, the cutest baby! Can we
How
get some
can you be
avocado?"
mad at a resort
Yeah.
at a baby?
Yeah.
You're not going to be mad. You're like,
Dude,
dude,
they-
that's
Well,
whatever.
you got a cute
Yeah,
kid too.
yeah.
Yes.
He's not ugly.
He's very
so,
cute, dude. Yeah. But they'd be picking him up, and they're like, "We had that little shit kid Miles in here the other day. This one's this is way better." That kid fucking sucked. But dude, the ice cream lady like knew him because there was an ice cream spot you could go and all free,
Oh, yeah. All inclusive?
not too shabby.
That's the only kind of resort I've ever
Yeah,
been to.
it's
yeah.
pretty nice. But dude, we'd show up at the ice cream shop. She'd be like, "Hola, Griffin!"
Yeah.
And he'd run over. She'd pick him up, and he'd help her
Nice.
scoop ice
That's
cream.
awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, they say that like, and if you think back to it, kids, their core memories are primarily trips and vacations.
Yeah.
Sure.
That, and I mean, I think back to it. We would always go to the lake. Like those are some of my favorite memories.
Going to the lake?
Yes, going to the lake, dude, as a family. And is it a huge pain in the tits to bring kids on vacation?
Yes.
To
Sure.
drive kids, put them in a plane, deal with them? 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge pain in the ass. Is it worth it?
Yes.
Unfortunately for dads,
Yes.
the pack mules, the load bearers. I see what
Yeah,
they did.
it's
The
true.
load bearers.
It's so
of the-
true,
Oh,
man.
could you imagine?
I hit him with one yesterday, and then he hit us with one.
hit you with
The
a
sweet
sweet-
potato,
Yeah.
Bro.
Which I was cracking up because I saw that way later, and I was just like, "Oh my god!"
I gave him the slobber face. Like,
Oh yeah, I put 2 sweet potatoes together in front of my crotch. Stu, you're not in that group message because you have an Android.
It's
We'll buy you an Android with the podcast money.
There
you
you
get
go.
a,
An
2
iPhone.
2 phones.
I am.
I mean an
Android.
iPhone.
Yeah.
We'll buy you an
Everybody
iPhone.
needs to buy Android.
No,
It's easier.
no.
Whatever.
We're not-
Keep going. Yeah.
We're not
we're not
communists.
conformists. We
Yeah.
don't like plastic cell phones.
We're not members of the LGBTQ community, so we're not buying Androids. All right, yeah, that's the only people who have those phones.
Yeah.
all right.
I've got a
That's okay.
caveat to it is nice going on trips. And
Every minute.
I remember some of the stuff we did as kids was great.
Sure.
But some of those core memories, I remember a lot of screaming and
Sure.
hollering.
Yeah, that's part of it.
between the parents.
Yeah.
Not necessarily at the kids, but
Yes.
then the anger shifts towards the kids.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Because the kids are bored. You're bored as a
Oh
kid.
yeah. And the parents are just you.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's my theory on all
Yeah.
vacations is you don't remember the ones that go smoothly.
Yeah.
You remember when something goes really bad, maybe
Oh, yeah.
sometimes or something
Yeah.
it's just not as great, but
Yeah.
it also makes for a good time and you can
Of
think
course.
back
Yeah.
on it and laugh
Oh,
about
man.
it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Murph's
yeah.
shitty RV trip.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
This was the easiest one to prepare for me. I never forget. We went on a ski trip with my parents. Me and my brother. We were like
Yeah.
middle school, almost
Okay.
high school.
Okay.
Not old enough
Smoking
to drive.
cigs?
Not old enough to drive or any of that shit yet.
Okay.
So
They're all
we're
like,
still
"Give me
annoying.
one of them heaters."
You know,
Mom, give me a
actually,
Winston.
Yeah.
on this trip, I got Tropic Thunder for Christmas.
Your parents gave you Tropic Thunder as a
I
middle.
was like 13, 14 years old or whatever.
All right, I'll give you. I was playing Grand Theft Auto at that time, so I was,
Yeah, same-
you know,
it's the same
beating up
thing.
Picking
hookers
up
and stuff.
hookers,
Yeah. Get
But
my
dude-
money back from them.
So we went skiing.
you know.
We went on a ski trip that Christmas to damn, it's like way up near Pagosa Springs,
Okay.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And anyways,
pretty
we were
area.
going, and it's the wintertime, and they're like, y'all need to get snow chains for your tires, tire chains. And my dad's like, all right, he's just preparing. And we get there, and it's the night before we're going to ski. And he goes outside. It's snowing, right? It's snowing.
Poor Dale.
It's all coming down. And because he didn't have time to do it at all until we were at the cabin or whatever.
Sure.
Yep.
So he's outside, and of course, when your boys are that age, you're out there with dad. He's making you come out there, and you don't want to be
Let's
out
go,
there.
boys. Yep.
And you're on
Yeah.
vacation,
Yep.
so you're like, I don't get to have fun in this cabin yet. Let's go put snow chains on these tires.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, one of the tires had a flat.
Oh, man.
And so now you're changing a flat tire, about to put chains on all of them.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Oh no.
And that went horribly.
Yeah.
And my
This is
dad
day
was
one of the vacation?
Yep,
Yeah.
like
Nice.
day one. My
Yep.
dad is so mad.
Oh, yeah.
Because my mom had been in on him about
yeah,
what we
chirping
needed
at
to
him.
do, unpack and all
Yep.
that. And he's
Yep.
like, God damn. He's getting madder and madder. And then the day, we finally get all the chains, and they were a huge pain in the ass to get on.
Hell yeah, they're a pain in the ass.
We don't do that shit.
Yeah,
we don't.
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And
Yeah, I wouldn't know how.
That's
Yeah.
that was the other thing. He was like, I've never done this
Yeah.
shit. Well, we start going the next morning. We're heading up. We're heading up to the mountain, and all these cars are flying by us, dude. Like everybody's flying by us.
And he's like clink, 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 clink.
Dude, that sucks, man. Poor
There's
Dale.
no snow. There's no snow on the
There's
ground.
no ice or nothing, dude. It's just like you can just see him just so fucking
white
mad.
knuckling it.
Halfway up that mountain, dude, he goes, "We're taking the fucking chains off."
I don't blame him, man.
He's the best dad ever, and he really was good. He didn't scream and holler very often, but
There was
man,
a lot of curse words under. That
Oh,
you didn't hear.
yeah. Outs. You kids stay in the car for a minute.
I could,
Son of a
I can
gun.
only imagine, dude. I would have
Yeah.
lost it if I'd have been him.
Of
I'll never
course.
forget that. That was one
That's
of my.
hilarious.
It was a fun trip, but
Yeah.
man, that was the funniest. That's what I.
He let
remember.
some guy talk him into the chains.
Dude.
He let my mom, when your old
Oh,
lady's
yeah.
on you.
Oh,
enough, you
yeah.
know,
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll get the goddamn tire.
Hey, these women will jam you up
Yes,
a little
they
bit,
will.
dude. No
I'll never
difference between
forget
jam and jelly.
I do.
You know?
I think I learned that the first
Yeah.
day at Station 1 with
Day one stuff.
Jason Ash, actually.
Jason Ash stole it
Smash,
from me.
smash.
That used
Yeah.
to be my.
That's a good T-shirt for us. Shut it down, boys.
Between Jam and
Yeah,
Jelly.
we need to talk to Scott about that one.
Yeah. Shout out to Scott, Stu's T-shirt guy. Listen, here's the deal.
Old Smart.
We're not
Yeah.
Etsy fans.
Yeah.
Etsy, they rake you over the coals,
Yeah.
dude. As far
End of
as
the day, we lose money.
at the end of the day, yeah, we're losing money on Etsy.
Yeah.
For tax purposes, tell them that. But our game plan is to print up awesome T-shirts, like the same quality as the Project Fire Buddies ones, man. The best T-shirts in the game, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Project Fire Buddies.
Yeah.
But that's our goal, is to print up like some quality T-shirts and do a limited run of them, and then we'll be in here like a damn sweatshop packaging up T-shirts.
Yeah.
So we'll.
Holligan will lick the stamps.
Yeah. It's- nice. So don't touch that
I
area.
carry a lot of
I
saliva.
think we should get Holligan to write like a personal message
Oh,
inside
yeah.
each
Oh,
package.
man. That would be cool.
You guys, they wouldn't be able to read it, dude. They would
Really?
not. We might slip a couple of personal messages into
Yeah.
a couple of the orders.
You guys all suck.
yeah.
Thanks for the money, nerd.
Thank you so
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding with you.
Just kidding.
We'll
But not really.
We'll do a limited run on like shirts and hats and stickers, and we'll do it. We'll release it on Patreon first. Patreon members, hey, the damn members, the board members.
That's right.
The foundation,
Retardants.
the retardants, the flamers.
Flamers.
Yeah. My man.
The Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So, but anyway, we'll do like a.
Saying that
So
doesn't sound good. That's a cuss word.
it sounds
dude.
bad. It's a curse word. So shout out to Stu's guy. What's the name of his shop?
Ink Spot.
Ink
is his
Spot?
name. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're local in our area, hit him up, man.
And what's his name?
Scott.
Scott. Shout out to you, Scott. I know Scott's been binge watching some episodes, so shout out to you, buddy.
What's his social?
Okay, I'm just kidding. But yeah, we're gonna do a limited run of T-shirts, and then we'll be in here personally packaging them up and shipping them out to you guys. I think that'll work better rather than supporting a communist company like Etsy.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I got a good.
I'm not a CCP guy myself either.
CCP.
Chinese Communist Party.
Is that a
Etsy's owned by
that
the
a-
Chinese, by the
yeah.
way.
Is it? Is that a personal?
Look that up,
Tim,
Tim.
go ahead and Google. Yeah.
Well, he's doing. I got a good
just
lake
kidding.
story.
Nah.
You do have a
Yeah,
good-
you said
Yeah,
the lake
yeah,
reminded
yeah.
me. So
Lake's the best,
kids,
man.
yeah, growing up, Ashley's parents have a spa on the lake, so we've been going there
Must be
forever.
nice.
And
Rich people.
yeah, well, it's 1983 trailer, and it's still 1983 inside there.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
that's
deer
cool. Heck yeah.
paneling.
That's
it's-
how ours used
it's-
to be.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're hanging out at one of the beaches. Just like I'm throwing the boys, we're like kind of wrestling, probably waist deep for me. All of a sudden, I kick a root ball. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Root ball's like
Yeah.
an old
Oh,
dead
yeah.
tree.
Yeah.
I'm like, that kind of hurt. But they're like coming at me and like climbing on me, and I'm still like kind of throwing them off, and I'm like, something doesn't feel right. Hang on a sec. And I get where I can lift my leg out of the water, and I see a little piece of wood sticking out between my big toe, like right here. And I'm like, shit, I got like a splinter or something, you know?
Oh, no.
And so I kind of waddle up. Of course, we're grilling hot dogs on the beach,
Right.
have nothing, and all I have is a pair of freaking nasty fishing pliers, you know,
Nice.
and everything. I'm like, let me pull this out. When I go, like everyone's gathered around me, like, what? Oh yeah, let's see. What I pull out is like a 2.5, 3-inch twig out of my
Oh,
foot,
shit.
and like I pull it out, and blood just starts pouring out, and everybody but my father-in-law just goes, whew, you know, like,
It disappears.
like,
yeah.
oh.
Of course. Like, hey, man.
And the kicker is, love them, but they're like, well, you probably shouldn't get back in the water. I'm like, yeah, you
Yeah,
know, this
yeah.
stick's all covered in freaking
Yeah,
Right.
algae,
yeah.
whatever.
Good for your
And-
immune system.
Yeah, and they're like, my father-in-law was like, here's some whiskey, you'll be fine. And he just proceeds to feed me whiskey the rest of the day. This is
Hell
Saturday.
yeah,
cure-all,
dude.
bro.
Yes.
And
Thickens the blood.
Forget about
put
it.
some alcohol in there and everything. And of course, we go back to the cabin that night, and about 2:00 in the morning, I wake up and I just feel my foot.
Throb.
Oh, sure.
Boom, boom.
You feel your
Oh,
heartbeat
yeah.
in it.
And I get
Oh,
up.
yeah.
There's no one back to sleep.
That's the infection starting.
Yeah. That's the plague.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, of course, everybody wakes up and they're like, well, we really want to go to the beach and hang out.
Yeah.
It's like Sunday. I'm like, my foot is
Yeah.
killing
Y'all
me
don't
right
understand.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, being the dad, I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
y'all go hang out. I'll sit here in the camp. I like soaked it with ice and like
Yep.
pushed on it, and stuff started like it was already like
Oozing out.
By the time they get back, we're like driving back home, and I'm just like I need to go to the
Yeah.
doctor. It's Sunday. I got to go to urgent care.
You in vacations and hurting yourself.
So, yeah,
Either
man,
at the
I'm
end or the
telling you,
beginning.
man. I have some good luck and some bad luck.
Yeah.
But the worst part was our dog was in the back seat. We finally get back to our house, and he jumps from the back seat to the front as I'm getting out and lands right on my foot.
Oh, no,
And y'all,
dude.
it hurt so
Dogs.
bad. I was standing at the hood of Ashley's car, and I put a dent in her hood. I just freaking boom. You know, it's like, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Freaking foot," you know. And
You're
then
a son of a-
She was supposed to drive me. We got such an argument. Like I drove myself with the bad foot to the
Nice.
urgent
Yeah.
care place.
Oh,
yeah. But yeah, that was
Dude.
that was a
Stay
great
home
one.
and tend to the kids.
Yeah. Stay home and tend to the children, woman. The lake, man. The lake is a blast, but there's a lot of potential to get hurt at the lake.
yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When we were driving back from the lake, this just, you said the lake and it sparked a story. We were driving back, and my dad is kind of a crazy person, as we all know, and he likes to pick stuff up on the side of the road. And we're
Raccoon penises. Yeah.
dude, we're driving back, and he sees something on the side of the road, and he's like, "Let's see what that is." Pulls over. It's a baby armadillo.
Oh shit.
And he's like, "Give me a blanket." And so I give him my blanket. I'm like, I don't know, 7. I'm like, here you go. I give him.
But this is mine.
Yeah, dude. I give him my blanket, and he proceeds to wrap the blanket around this baby armadillo and then throw it in the back seat with us.
Why?
I don't know. To this day, I don't
Those things
know.
carry a lot of rabies.
I think they have leprosy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think my dad, he didn't go to college. I don't think he knew that at the time. Yeah.
They didn't believe in leprosy.
They didn't believe in leprosy. They didn't believe in the plague or anything. He's a measurement guy, not an animal facts guy, goddamn biologist. So, dude, this baby armadillo is just in the back seat in a blanket, and all of a sudden it starts going, because they ball up. It
Right.
came out of its ball. It's like, what the hell's happening? And it's like, dude, it shoots out of this blanket like the damn like something shooting out of like for aliens shooting out of the damn chest, dude. I'm like, yeah, what the? And my sister's screaming, I'm screaming. The dog in the back is going nuts, and my dad's driving. He's like, oh shit. I'm like, what did you think was gonna happen, dude? It shoots up front over my mom's lap in our old like Dodge Ram Charger.
Yeah.
and it starts to try and tunnel over underneath like the floorboard.
Oh,
so it's just like
Trying to dig like it's
wires and wire harnesses and shit, and we're all just like, what the fuck, dude? And he's like, and it pulls over, and I just read this memory of my mom jumping out of the car, and my dad has this baby armadillo by the tail, and it's just got wire and shit all over it.
Oh
And it's
my
like,
God.
damn, dude. He just fucking rips out everything underneath the dash, and he's like, son of a throws the armadillo, and we just get back in the car and get back to driving. It's all quiet. We're like, what the hell, man?
You guys
We'll never
hungry?
talk about this again.
Yeah, dude. And my dad's just like, man, probably shouldn't have done that. I'm like, yeah, man.
That's traumatizing for a 7-year-old.
Dude, get home, wash my blanket. Here's your blanket back. I'm like, okay, it's all ripped up.
Those armadillos are fast too.
They're-
They're not slow,
Dude, yeah. If you're not from Texas, you never ran across. It's the trope is the armadillo is like it's a weird rodent. Dude, they're fast and they're strong as shit. Because all they do is dig all day long. Is they're just tunneling and digging, and they're so strong. And yeah, they have damn leprosy.
Yeah.
Is that
knew
what
they
it
carried-
is? Leprosy or Lyme disease?
They
or
carry
something like
some nasty
Ticks
shit.
have Lyme disease.
okay.
And I think deer can get it from the ticks. I don't know, but
They don't have
something
very
like
good
that.
vision too. You can almost walk up on them.
Oh, an armadillo?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
before
yeah.
They'll
they-
hiss at you.
Yeah.
dude, they are. You kind of. Yeah, you don't. They're one.
I've never heard
just
one hiss
don't
at
mess with
you.
them. They'll also jump like
They will.
dude. Like
Yeah.
6 feet straight up in the air.
Yeah,
dude.
They're rats.
I think I had told y'all I was in West Texas.
I think you shot at one or something.
Well, no, I was in Del Rio
Yeah.
and I was bow hunting.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm sitting there and I just saw a deer. So I'm like kind of hunkered down because I was stalking.
Yeah.
And anyway, I see an armadillo and it's like heading right toward me.
They don't
and
give
I'm
a
like,
shit, dude.
And it comes right up to me and I had these like leather boots on. Well, it starts like doing something to my boot and I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah.
And like it like moves off a little bit once I kick my leg and then it just turns around and comes right back and I'm
Yeah.
like, comes right back to my boot and it kind of grabs a hold of my boot and I'm like, get out of here.
yeah, dude.
Well,
That's a sexy armadillo.
yeah, bro.
Hello.
Yeah, that's probably what it thought.
Armadillo lady.
It turns around, comes right back, and at this time, I took one of my arrows and just poked it in the back like that. I mean, I wasn't trying to kill it,
Yeah.
but I did like that. That
away.
sucker shot
That's
up off
crazy.
the ground. About to, yeah, I just Jesus,
Dude,
Yeah,
they're so fucking strong. It's crazy. We got to get one. We got to get a stuffed armadillo.
about to
Yeah,
say, yeah,
that'd be
yeah.
funny.
They still make armadillo purses.
Oh, they may. Yeah,
I think you can.
yeah.
That sounds like a Lubbock thing for sure.
dime for
yeah, that's a lovely
That's
thing.
a
yeah.
fucking-
You ain't
dude.
nobody unless you got an armadillo purse.
Come on now. Oh yeah,
It's a status thing, man.
That's a college
That's it.
class at Texas Tech. I think they're like armadillo weaving. Yeah. Armadillos.
Taxidermy, armadillo weaving.
windmill school or whatever.
Dust bowl making. Yeah. Bramble making.
You know, you can go to school at
Okay.
Texas Tech for the wind turbine to work on wind turbines. They have like a
I
huge
believe
school
it.
there.
I believe it. Yeah.
T. Boone Pickens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't know you guys didn't know that.
Yeah. Armadillo. Either way.
Look him up. He invested in them.
Yeah. Armadillos.
We
and
believe
raccoons.
you.
Yeah.
True.
Don't fuck with
It's
them.
true. I swear. God, not everything's a lie.
Well, most things are like. We're looking at my notes over here.
I can't
Yeah.
read. It's
Back-
all
That's true.
Scrabble.
When y'all go on vacation, do y'all do like I have to pack the car thing? As
What do you mean?
As the dad?
I
Yeah,
just do
I-
it.
yeah, I always pack the
I
car.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I just do it.
Christine, she
Oh, yeah.
she'll like even whatever luggage she ends up taking outside, she just puts it at the back
That's
of the
what
car.
Ashley does. Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't put anything in.
There's a method to it. I'm going pure dad mode, but like
Yeah.
you can't just
It's
throw
Tetris.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
Because if they do it, they'll have it stacked to the ceiling, and you can't see out the back. Even you
Yeah.
know,
It ain't. It's not
I'm
good.
like thinking about like where I need my ice chest in case I got to get
in
a
case
beer.
you got to get a snack
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I need a snack.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
snack.
mean,
Snack.
a water.
driving snack.
I would never.
Yeah. A driving
A juice
snack.
pack.
Yeah, as they call it.
For the kids. Now, you know what? Bree's really good about, like, she's like, oh, I'm throwing some stuff. Actually, she's probably better than I am
At packing the car.
packing the car. Yeah. I mean, I'll throw all the shit.
I could see that.
I'll just
I could
smash
s-
everything.
I could see
Yeah,
that.
This
no.
is a guy
I've
that's
seen
sleeping
your
in a
sleeping
sleeping
bag.
bag.
Yeah. I've seen your
Yes.
sleeping bag.
Yeah. That's when you need to see if your guy
mean,
can print
he's
up a
got-
Shut It Down Boys sleeping
Ooh,
bags, too.
just for, yeah.
What's that kid from Charlie Brown who's all dirty?
It just got like a
Linus.
nasty sleeping
Linus,
bag.
yeah.
It's like a big old turd.
He'll probably
God.
listen to
Couple
this.
stains on it and
I'll let
stuff.
you know.
Yeah.
So,
Dude.
have you got bed sheets yet? Let's get an
No.
update on that.
No,
Yeah.
Stu.
No.
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 He's
I'm not
looking.
getting
He's
bed
looking
sheets.
forward to the day he goes swinging again. I think.
I love climbing into my sleeping bag.
Yeah.
We know.
It's comfy.
Is it time to
It's
upgrade? Maybe.
Bergen.
No.
What is it? It doesn't smell.
No, it doesn't smell.
What about-
I clean?
What about when you go to your new station? Unfortunately, guys, the gang is going to have to. We're going to have to do some shifting around.
We got to get away from this meat wagon.
Yeah, we're all at our station together. We love it. We have a good time. But
We're at our
man,
wits end.
Yeah, we're at our wits end for sure because they as they do, they took our truck away from us and then they gave us just the absolute worst piece of apparatus I've ever experienced. The BLS box is the absolute. We've talked about it before ad nauseum, but I will continue to talk about it because we all hate it universally. But yeah, so there's 5 of us at our station. One of us is a captain. He can't get on it.
Right.
So then the rotation is between the 4 of us. And the drivers really get boned, Murph and our other driver, because they can only be a driver or a captain. Me and Chubbs can be a firefighter or a driver, so we kind of shift around a little bit more. But unfortunately, there's some stations coming open. We have an end goal in mind, is to take over one station and merge.
But we're not letting everybody know yet.
Yeah. Super secret.
It's
It's a super secret.
Oh, we're not
plan.
supposed to tell. I literally told Tim's brother. That was our, I told him.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, our ultimate goal is to take over your station," and he's like, "Okay." He's like, "That sounds fun."
Yep.
Nice.
But yeah, unfortunately, the gang is going to have to bust up, move stations for a little bit.
Temporarily.
We'll continue to do the podcast. If anything, the podcast will be better because we haven't
think
seen each
so.
other in a couple
Yeah.
of days.
When we
we'll
don't
all
see
have
each
different
other.
material.
Also different material. Yeah, different goobers we're working with
Yeah.
now. I think I got to go to A shift.
Yeah, dude. I wanted to bring this up. I saw this
God.
a guy from Schmuston posted this,
Okay.
and I was like,
You could say Houston.
I wonder how Helen would take this if I was like, guys, let's start doing this. It's called the Wheel of Drills. Wheel of Drills.
I'm out already. Oh
yeah.
It's like
I know how to put my gear
a
on.
huge wheel.
No.
No.
And it's like 1,000 drills on
No.
that fucking thing.
No.
So you spin it, right?
Oh yeah.
And then
Let's see if you can throw a ladder.
yeah.
Listen, man, we've talked about this before. No. All right? No. Leave me alone.
No.
I don't mind doing training.
Training, bro.
I don't mind doing training. There's we learned some good shit. Like we've started doing multi-company training now.
I've got my 10,000 hours.
Yeah, shout out to Matt. A newer chief on our shift. And I don't mind stuff. We always learn new things. But like, listen, at the end of the day, blue collar job.
Right.
This house is on fire. Put this house fire out. There's a person in that window. Get that ladder up there. I don't care if you can put a ladder on your head, do a 360 with it. Like you're one of those African ladies carrying pots of water. I don't give a shit if that's how you carry a 35-foot ladder. As long as you get it up there and you don't get hurt, and you get it up there quickly. Like,
You know how mad I'll be if someone's like, "Hey, you alone on this fire scene?
Yeah.
Grab that 35-foot ladder." I'd be like, "You
yeah,
go have sex with circles."
yeah.
I'm gonna grab Murphy, and we're both gonna grab this.
Suck my unit, I believe. Yeah. Speaking of firefighter training and facts and knowledge, shout out to old Dale, dude. Dale, we asked about the apron and then Kelly days.
Oh, nice.
We were
I
like,
saw someone asked about the Keystone too. Did you see that
people
one?
didn't know. People were like, what the hell's a keystone?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I guess that's, I don't know.
So
Is that something we say?
I don't know if that's
I've always called it the Keystone. It's where you attach the soft suction or the
Keystone.
5-inch.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny? When you look it
Yeah.
up on Google, it doesn't actually bring up.
Okay.
That's just
What
what
we
it's
think
always
a
been
Keystone.
called to me.
It's
So
just
what-
a-
Where you attach the 5-inch to the pump is the Keystone.
So what do you guys call it? If it's not a keystone, let us know.
Yeah.
We've called it a keystone.
an inlet,
Yeah.
Manifold?
The sucker.
No.
the sucker thingy that attaches
Yeah.
to the yellow hose.
The C shifter. Suck it, losers.
Sucks so bad.
Shout out to C shift though, because Dale is actually a C shifter.
up,
But Dale answered. We said, "What the hell's an apron?" We don't know what it's called. A concrete pad is called an apron because it functions like a garment apron, extending from a main structure like a building or driveway to create a smooth transition between different levels, usually with a slight slope, preventing water from pooling and providing a protective surface at the edge.
Thank you, Dale.
Thank you, Dale.
Thank you, Dale.
He also
nerd.
What a nerd.
Dale's a,
Thank you, man.
Dale's
Thank
a
you.
damn C shift driver, Stu.
Yeah, no, I should have known that, I guess.
Let's see what else. Let's see. Okay, so this is for Kelly days. The union succeeded in reducing the work week of firefighters to 72 hours when in 1936, Mayor Edward J. Kelly gave Chicago firefighters a day off for every 7 on duty.
What a guy.
Mayor Kelly.
What a guy.
Yep, beginning a new terminology that Illinois firefighters still use for additional days off, the Kelly Day.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to Dale, man. Cool.
Yeah.
Dale, #1 supporter from the get-go.
Appreciate that, Dale.
Yeah.
Not a nerd.
And educated us. Now, Dale's
Still
a
a
good
nerd.
dude. And he's a sea shifter. He's good with us ripping on sea shift.
Chicago, man.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah, we should have asked the Chicago guys, I guess. Or,
Yeah, they probably
wouldn't
didn't know.
They don't know. They're too busy in their damn ice baths and saunas and damn massage chairs.
yeah, that's true.
Those guys, dude.
Baby powder on the bottom.
Yeah,
man,
what
I'm
the
telling
hell,
you.
man?
Yeah.
Those freaking shout out to them. We love you guys.
If we could only be so lucky.
Yeah.
I'm just jealous. That's all that really is.
All right, a vacation
anger and
dad. Let's see
jealousy.
what else.
Got
do I
about
have
10
here?
minutes. Just letting you know.
You're about 5 minutes
How
behind.
about
Stu,
directions
so-
with your wife or your significant other while you're driving somewhere?
Yeah, Melissa thinks I'm a bad driver. I was like,
Christine's pretty good.
Yeah.
She's good.
That's
she
a
likes
smart
to.
answer,
Yeah, she
Alex.
likes. Well, her and I switch
program.
off driving mainly
what me
because
and
she gets
Ashley
car
do.
sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to do
that's
that.
why I always let Melissa drive. She gets car sick.
Ashley,
Really?
We
Yeah.
split it like y'all do a lot. We
Right.
like just take turns. Like
Yeah.
drive across
Yeah.
the state of Texas.
Yeah.
You can't drive for 12
Yeah.
hours straight.
Yeah.
You know.
I
so.
usually do, actually. I love throwing on music and everyone falls asleep and I'm like jamming down.
Long haul trucker, dude. It's crazy as shit, man. I hate it.
You were made for that,
Yeah,
dude.
You really
was,
were.
man. In another life, man.
I can't go more than like 3 hours without pulling over.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess if I like taking a leak.
I gotta have a beverage. See,
Speaking of, there you go. You said the words.
Surprise, surprise.
Yes, this is so funny, Murph. On the med unit yesterday, I had the patient.
Yep.
But my phone's hooked up to the med unit. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm jamming. Well, I didn't realize the artist that I had chosen was on repeat.
Yeah.
So he's up front and anyways, transfer patient care, we get in the med unit, we're heading back and he's like, do you mind if we change it? Because he'd just been listening to it's either and I'm broken
Over and over.
that and like 4 or 5 other
Oh,
Seether
my
songs
God.
are just playing because it was like a 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
It's either a little depressing.
Yeah, it was just like
Yeah.
we had a long day. Okay.
Yeah, it was a long day. A long
It was
day
a
of
long
getting
day.
shafted,
He's
dude.
like, can we change it? I was like, oh,
I was
shit,
I was
man.
on
Yeah.
Kelly Day. Thankful to that Kelly guy.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to Kelly.
Yeah.
Shout out to him, man.
Dude, that's one thing. So I was talking to Schmoder this morning. You know, our BLS boxes, we have usually 2 BLS boxes for the entire city. A shift has like 5.
yeah, that's why
every
they don't do
shift.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's why they don't.
The captain, A shift captain yesterday, he was like, you guys got some bad karma or something, man. We're running our asses off. He said, we don't do this on A shift. I said, what do you pretty guys should probably put yourself out of service on the CAD all the
Yeah.
time, probably.
Yeah.
We're busy.
It's the like we said.
Busy eating all B shift's food.
If you could just have territories.
Territories, man.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
territories. Tim, give us territories. You're a dispatcher, for God's sakes. You have the power.
Even your old buddy Schmaltman was like, I would rather be in dispatch than on y'all's med unit. It sucks
Yeah,
that bad.
yeah. Swap out with Tim. Wait, Tim, what did you bid on?
Training.
Oh, yeah, okay. It'd be better than
But
dispatch.
yeah, it's better
dude.
than dispatch. Yeah.
Dispatch, man. I mean,
So when you pull the line, you go, could you imagine?
yeah. Dude, can you? Dude, rookies come to us and we're like, all right, show me how you pull a line. They pull a pre-connect and then I'm like, all right, advance it. And they're like, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? It's like, hey, but it's like,
Say when, Captain. Say when. Say when. If you don't know, we're talking about penis length.
could you imagine? Now that's a shirt. Could you imagine with 2 hands? That trademark Shutitdownboys right there.
There you go, Scott.
Scott.
Yeah. mhm.
Could you imagine?
Could you
And
imagine?
then put our logo and like Shutitdownboys in the middle.
Yep.
Oh,
But you
dude.
gotta have
And then on the back it says, "I'm coming."
I'm coming.
we're coming. It's
Got
totally
an
coming.
engine hauling ass down the street. Yeah. That's pretty good. That trademark, Shut It Down, boys.
Yep.
That's pretty fun.
Suck it, Etsy. We're gonna make our own T-shirts. Do my own podcast too.
Yep.
Yeah. I was going to say, this was with my son's mom, like years ago. This is where the whole, like, having more kids is easier because it's chaotic. You just like, it's chaotic. Whatever.
Sure.
When it's one kid, now you have the ability to be mad at your spouse.
Yeah.
Driving through Dallas.
And you cater to that one kid.
Oh, You do.
When there's
Yeah,
a bunch, they kind
they feed off of each other.
Right.
They're entertaining each other. They're talking to each other.
Yep.
They're wild with each other. Whatever. when it's 1 and he's crying and
Yeah.
you're driving, you're hungry, and your spouse is eating next to you,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
they're
yeah.
supposed to be eating and giving you directions.
Why are you chewing so loud?
We fucking missed our turn.
I can see
In
that.
Dallas?
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going.
Oh, dude.
Now we're going to
gotta make a
Shreveport.
U-turn. That trip to Dallas we did, Griffin was like scream. I sent you guys a video where he's just screaming, crying, and Melissa like missed 2 turns, and I was just like, dude, I couldn't grip like the door and like the center console any harder. Dude. There's probably still indentions in that car from me doing that.
But
And it added like literally 3 minutes.
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
just doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah.
You're just like, get me out of this fucking car.
But that's why we're dads, y'all. We just push that shit down.
Yeah.
real
That's it.
deep.
Push
Yeah.
it down
Push
inside.
it down.
Yeah.
And are you mad,
Dude, no. No.
No, I'm the happiest I've ever been.
No, totally,
you so
totally
much.
super happy. I love it.
What about when you go and are you like worried about y'all's safety, especially when you go to Mexico or
what-
Central America? I've been to Central America
100%,
with my
yeah.
kids and family, and we don't do the resort thing, so
Yeah.
you kind of feel a little bit more safe at a resort.
Yeah.
But like we go, like
You're out there.
We're out there.
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
we like. Go into town and different stuff.
Yeah.
I'm always like worried about our safety.
Head on a swivel.
Sure.
You know, yeah,
Yeah, man.
and, yeah.
I think it's such a small percentage that it's like this is on the news,
Right.
But when in reality, like the people couldn't be nicer
Right.
and more supportive.
Yeah.
Like
Well, there is. I mean, everywhere. Like, we
Yeah.
went to New Orleans last summer, and that was the first time bringing with. I know, but like bringing my kids, like that was a whole different experience.
Yeah.
Like, and my
Swamp
kids are
town.
grown,
Right.
but still, like I was usually New Orleans.
Yeah.
You're having a little more
Yeah.
fun. This
Yeah.
time, I was just like looking
yeah.
everywhere.
Head on
Yeah,
swivel.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
hell
sure.
yeah, dude.
I said the same thing about Chicago. I told my wife, I was like, we're not bringing our kids.
Yeah.
Chicago was a little
Are you kidding?
dicey. Yeah.
It's
What's it-
dicey.
We weren't.
Yeah.
We weren't even
Yeah.
in a bad part
No,
of town.
Tinley
guys.
Park was
Yeah.
nice.
I was like, we've got insurance policies
Dude,
on
yeah.
us. They'll be all right, you know?
If New Orleans, if the city of New Orleans was like, "Hey, we'd like to sponsor your podcast," I'd say, "Nah, nah."
Keep your king cakes,
You
dude.
keep your king cakes and your beads. I'll take
the beignets or
Yeah.
whatever.
What's
Yeah.
a beignet? I've heard that.
It's a donut,
It's a
right?
donut.
It's
Yeah.
a square donut,
Yeah.
basically with powdered sugar. on it.
I'll take the beads and the fucking huevos.
Huevos.
Tits.
Okay.
Yeah, but you guys keep everything else.
I experienced that when I was a young
Not
man.
bad. Yeah, I mean, you just go down to our trashy beach and you can see plenty
Yeah.
there. Yeah, yeah. One's
Yeah, baby feeders as we like to call them.
yeah. Baby feeders.
That's what they're called.
Anyway, that's all we got for Dad's on vacation. We kind of went off a little. Tim, quit kicking my camera, please.
Did you Tim, what are you doing over there?
Shout out to you guys for the Patreon members, the YouTube subscribers, 3,442 YouTube subscribers. Like this video, that shares us. It gets the algorithm going. It gets the people going.
Yeah,
But-
subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the bell.
Yeah,
all
hit
that
the bell.
good stuff.
You guys
Yeah.
know the drill, man. Hit the Patreon up. Listen, good things are coming on Patreon. We're getting a damn Morgan building out here. We're about to put us a new studio.
Yep.
I'm excited.
We're going to be hanging. We got the Tim and Stu cam. You guys have been bugging me about it for a year now. It's coming, and it came. All right.
Whoa! It came all over
the place.
Stu's face.
Nice.
And Tim's
Okay.
face.
Anyway, thank you guys so much. The
camera angle,
We'll
the
see
angle of the
you
camera
on
is
the
what we're
next
talking about.
episode.
Thanks for
Later.
hogging for keeping
Later.
it trashy.
Yep.
Love you
Keeping
guys.
it trashy.
Later.
All right, peace.
Whoa! you jackass.